Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for sharing in this circle, this conversation, this Zenful conversation. This thing, life, this being present, this conversation this year, there's so much to it, right? And to me, this whole turning 60 has done has allowed me to observe in such a way that it's just different. It's just different, and there's a lot of things. It's about, am I being who I want to be? Am I being who I want to be? And I'm going to say, if you live by yourself, you probably get a glimpse at a different aspect of that, because when you live with somebody else, you I think, for me anyway, need to see how much influence are we being true to ourselves? What does that mean? Are we being who we want to be? And this is just about us being mindful, and thinking about what kind of a person you want to be, and taking check on that and checking it out. And that's part of this message this year, is this being present. Also, something else I'm noticing as these days go on, and I'm blessed to still be alive, is more and more of my friends are either having serious issues or even passing away, right? And I just found out, a little while ago, a few weeks ago, that one of my friends from school back in the day had cancer, colon cancer, I believe, and now it's looking like it's not very good for her. And she's just a couple years older than me, and I loved her. And so these things, it's just important to make sure that while we're here, we are being who we want to be, and just being mindful of that. And that's why this message this year is so darned important. So thank you for being here for this conversation. We're here in this community every single day, and we're in our 6th year. So thank you and welcome. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, New York Times bestseller, described as having the life you want by being present. By being present to the life you have. Let's get it in our head. The message we're offered today, this day number, sharing the climb. Oops, sorry. Day number 1962 is titled Sharing the Climb. Sharing the climb. And there's a little sentence here that says, those who drink from the one water gaze at the same stars. Sharing the climb. Those who drink from one water gaze at the same stars. The climb was long. The day was hot. Tom had thought ahead and had frozen his water bottle so his water would stay cold. But once he drank what had melted, he was left with a small chunk of ice rattling in a plastic bottle. That was when Bill, another climber who hadn't thought ahead, asked Tom to share his ice. Bill had plenty of water, but it was hot from their climb in the sun. Tom was glad to share his ice and tried to break the chunk up so he could pass ice chips into Bill's bottle. After a long frustration, it occurred to Tom to let Bill pour his hot water over the ice and then let Bill drink from his bottle. This small moment changed Tom's life. He suddenly realized that if he let things in, he could share more easily than if he kept breaking things down in order to get them out. As he came back down into the world, he understood three mysteries of sharing. First, if there's time, let the cold things thaw. But if there's no time, let the warm things in. And only when necessary, break the hard things remaining and pray like hell you can pass them. Let's think about this. This is, for some reason, reminding me of the all or nothing, the black or white, the yes or no, and realizing honestly that it's a lot more fluid than any of that. It's not waiting to have freedom. Let me just go back. That was that poem. That poem by Rosemary Waltola-Tromer, who we will be having as a guest speaker next Thursday, June 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern. She's going to be our guest speaker for a free conversation. Please go to zenfulconversations.com and sign up for that Zoom link. It's an interactive conversation. You'll be able to ask questions or just listen in and have a good old time. But she had a poem. I think I read it yesterday. Let's see if I can find this. And the poem was about see this other one. Sorry about that. Hold on. Here's one. I'm just going to read this. She sends out an email every single day with a poem in raw form. And to me, that vulnerability there just blows me away. But because of this, she has such depth and richness. She's incredibly beautiful. There's a poem title that she wrote today, said toward peace, forward peace. Perhaps some part of me still believes peace is a destination, a place we arrive, ideally together. I notice how shiny it is, this belief, like a flower made of crystal, beautiful, but lifeless, devoid of the dust and scuff that come from living a real day. Meanwhile, there is this invitation to grow into peace the way real flowers grow in the dirt. With blight and drought, beetles and hail. Meanwhile, this invitation to live in the tangle of fear and failure, to be humbled by my own inner wars and wonder how to find a living peace right here. The peace that arrives when we take just one step through the mess towards compassion. And notice as our foot rises, our heart also rises. And in that lifted moment, still scraping along in the dirt, there is a peace so real we become light, become the momentum that is the change. So it's not going to make it to peace. It's not peace or no peace. The other poem that made me think of was I don't think I have it here. The one that says, let's see if I may have it somewhere. Well, I don't want to not do it justice and get it incorrect. I talked about Between Calls is the title, Between Calls. And she talks about going out and lying on the ground, letting the earth hold me, letting the sun soak me, letting breath do what breath does. And then she talks about the bird flying over and etc., etc. And in that small moment of eternity, so it's not an all or nothing. And this is about finding peace with the multitudes of turmoil tragedy, heartbreak, but love also. Immense love. And we say, what can we do? And to me, what I keep coming back to is just the only real thing I can do is to do my best to contribute to the positive, to let my energy radiate love and acceptance. So this is an important conversation this year, and gosh, here we are mid-June. So it's an opportunity to check in, to be present with ourselves, grasp the message. How does it resonate? Do we want it to resonate? Just really giving it our truth, being true to ourselves. The meditative exercise that we're offered today says to center yourself. So let's take a couple breaths and center ourselves. Center yourself. Just center yourself. And as you breathe, open your hands, letting the warm things around you in. Open your hands, letting the warm things around you in. And as you inhale, let the energy of life thaw your preparations, making you drinkable. Let's hear that again. This man, Mark Nepo, every word in this book is purposeful and meant a lot to him. As you inhale, let the energy of life thaw your preparations, making you drinkable. Let the warm things around you in. Let the warm things around you in, and let the energy of life thaw you. And gratitude, always, always. See you tomorrow. Namaste, friends. Namaste.